But yeah, so you were talking earlier too about specifically you went to a college and you had them work on it. What happened there again?
Well, I got invited to the Geography Alliance coordinator for the state of Kansas invited me to Fort Hays State University where he is teaching geography. And he had, for this particular day, he had 31 of his geography majors, freshman geography majors, and he wanted me to show them how the software works. So we gave them a pretest of South America, and they scored 21% on average for all 31 of them.
Geography majors?
Geography majors. South America, they knew 3 of the 14 countries.
Oh man.
And so,
well, they're freshmen, I guess. That's why they're there.
Yeah, well, still they want to be geography teachers eventually. And so I did a pretest, then we showed them how the software works. And then they spent 15 minutes with their own personal computers and Chromebooks and everything, playing the click and learn games from our online website in their browser. And the teacher said, we've only got 15 minutes before class is over. I says, okay, we'll stop. We stopped. They all stopped playing click and learn, and gave them a post test. And every one of those 31 students scored 100%.
Wow.
The only one that any of them got wrong is they forgot to mark the Falkland Islands on the map. But even counting that as something wrong was still 99.97% correct after 15 minutes.
So you said it was 21% initially to 100% in 15?
Yes, 21% wow. to 100% in 15 minutes. But I also did the same thing with geography teachers. 22 geography teachers in a very respectable school district in Oklahoma. I gave them the pretest to South America. These are geography teachers. And they scored 44% on the pretest.
Oh, wow.
Which is not very good for a geography teacher.
Yeah, not great.
Yeah. But after, they also didn't have a lot of time, but after, I think it was 19 minutes with the software, their test scores went from 44 to 94% in just those, on a blank map of South America. In just the 19 minutes they were using the software.
Wow.
We advertise that people can learn all countries of South America in 24 minutes. But we also advertise that students can learn the countries of Africa in 6 to 9 hours. And you did it in 90 minutes.
Yeah, it can happen faster sometimes.
I was stunned. You did learn quickly, but it was a lot of fun. We were making a video at the time, and I just mostly watching as you played through it. Sometimes making little comments that mean nothing. And had I not been interrupted by someone at the door saying, you know, here's a package from Amazon or whatever.
Right.
Another 10 minutes, I would have got to see you score 100%.
Yeah, I still have to finish up that video. We still have to jump on and kind of recap and redo it. And given it'll be known that we did the countries before, so if it happens in half an hour, that's not going to be too accurate.
But that's the point. Once students have learned one time with the system, if they have a test, they get on, spend 10 or 15 minutes, score 100% on the 50 states or countries of Europe, Africa, or whatever. But
it is kind of crazy how like they don't really teach geography in most schools, because even the geography teachers had a 44% completion. You know, that wouldn't be the case if they were teaching the countries of South America every year. There's no way.
Right.
They'd have 100% completion if they were teaching it just by doing it every year.
Yeah, the teachers should all score 100%. But what I do is, after I use the games, play the games, if I'm learning counties of Maine, for example, at night, I'll take the list of counties and recite them over and over. Instead of counting sheep, I'll count counties of whatever state I'm working on.
Oh, but, yeah.
But you mentioned how teachers always don't know all the countries of the world. I don't know if you remember, I don't know if you're familiar, if you watch the, what's it called, The Simpsons? Yeah,
Yeah, sometimes.
with Principal Skinner and Chaplain Superintendent Chalmers. On one of their episodes, this would be good to get a picture of me on the ground,
And,
still reciting
if we're
something.
walking too fast, by the way, we can always slow down.
No,
We
we're
can stop
fine.
for a bit.
But so Superintendent Chalmers stops in at Principal Skinner's school, and Principal Skinner said, "How's things going down at the home office?" And Superintendent Chalmers says, "Well, we quit giving geography tests because the students did so poorly. It was embarrassing. So to reduce our embarrassment, we quit testing them."
Oh, yeah.
That's a terrible approach.
That does kind of seem to be the approach sometimes that administrations take, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, thing is, I really believe geography is very important, and that's why I work with it so much, and that's why I try to get other people interested in it.
Yeah.
And like your friend Matt has found a way of taking my little silly videos, putting them on Instagram, and he amazes me by how many.
I know Maine had 12,000 views.
12,000 views on me just reciting the counties of Maine.
That's awesome, though.
I
mean, that's the thing too. Is like the U.S. is every other major country in the world considers the U.S. completely ignorant when it comes to other countries.
Yeah.
And a big part of that is geography. I mean, half of I'm not going to name statistics. I have no clue. But a lot of people don't know where, a lot of people don't know that Africa's a continent.
Right. And if you gave them a picture of that in South America, they'd have a hard time figuring which is which.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I myself, I'm not that good at geography, and I don't think I ever had to memorize countries in school.
Yeah.
I don't know really anyone who does, but it's super useful and it's really interesting. Whenever you're doing it, it's kind of just inherently rewarding. Knowing where a country is,
well,
I don't know, it just makes you feel more connected with the rest of the world for sure.
Yes, and it makes you more confident. And when you hear the news, you absorb it more because you know where Sri Lanka or Cyprus are located.
It has more meaning to you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The other thing is, students do not learn through osmosis. We hear about Washington, D.C. every day, whether it's the Senate, the Congress, the President, the reflecting pool, all those things. But even while we hear about Washington, D.C. 1,000 times a year,
I'm sorry, I was cracking up partially.
Most Americans still can't find Washington, D.C. on a blank map.
That's true.
You give them a map and they'll have a little dot all over, hundreds of miles away from Washington, D.C.
That is kind of crazy. It's like even within the U.S., people don't know. People can't name the states.
Yeah.
I think I did that in 4th grade or 3rd grade, that if you could name all 50 states, you'd get your name on the board. And if
you get a little gold star on your forehead.
Exactly. If you name the capitals, it was even better. I never named all the capitals. I didn't do that. But I could name the 50 states, and I was one of a few kids in the grade. It wasn't a requirement. It was like a little thing that if you did it, you went to the principal's office and recited it, and then you got like a little name on the board at the front of the elementary school.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me that that's not a requirement to know all 50 states.
When I was in school,
that difficult.
When I was in the 7th grade, we had to take the state standard tests, and one of them was a test of the 50 states and a test of the countries of the world. And if we had not had maps on the walls of our classroom with all the 50 states,